this is Jessica with Chapter Chicks, and I'm here with you tonight to discuss The Morganville Vampires Volume 2 by Rachel Caine. And this has Midnight Alley and Feast of Fools in it. The first book is Glass House and The Dead Girls Dance. So this bind-up has 448 pages, and it was published by NAL Jam, which is the New American Library Association. Obviously, this book is about vampires, and if you like adult books but still like the paranormally YA books, I think you'll really like this book. These are the third and fourth books in the Morganville Vampire series, so if you have not read Glass Houses and The Dead Girls Dance, do not continue watching this video. I'm going to spoil those books like right after I have this conversation with you, so please do not watch this video because I do not want to spoil books. But this is the third and the fourth book, so it doesn't spoil those, it spoils the first two books. Okay, so in the first book, Claire goes to her hometown college. She's only 16 years old, and she's like really smart. So she graduated high school early, and she's moved into this college dorm and is going to college early. Now, her parents didn't want her going too far away, so she went to the local college in Morganville. And Morganville's kind of like this own little quiet community. People don't go in, people don't go out, unless they're going to the college. So while in the dorms, Claire really gets into this scruff with this girl named Monica, and she's the wrong girl to get in a scruff with. She's really, really tough, and she's threatened Claire's life on several occasions. So Claire begins looking for off-campus housing so she can still go to school and still be close. The first house she finds that she has any interest in staying in is called the Glass House. And it's called the Glass House because it's owned by Michael Glass. And while all of them say that she's too young to live there and she needs like parental permission and all that stuff, but she can stay for a couple nights just because of how unlucky she's been in her dorms. But they all kind of sort of fall in love with her, so. But there's Eve, Michael, and Shane. So slowly throughout the book, Claire kind of learns that Morganville is overrun with vampires, and they run the place. They do not let anyone in, they do not let anyone out. So somehow through some wacky chain of events, Shane, Michael, Eve, and Claire all get into trouble with the two oldest vampires in town, Oliver and Emile. I don't know exactly how to say her name. It's A-M-E-L-I-E, so I don't know if it's Emily, Emile, I don't know how to say it, but I just say Emile. Emily, maybe? Emily. So somehow through a wacky chain of events, Claire, Michael, Shane, and Eve all get into trouble with the two oldest vampires in town, Oliver and Emily. So all this crazy stuff goes on. Crazy stuff. And pretty much what you need to know is that Shane's dad comes to town. And this is the second book. I don't really remember what happened in the first book. But in the second book, Shane's dad comes to town and he tries to kill all the vampires. Well, he succeeds in killing one and he blames the murder on Shane. So Shane is kind of put into a cage in the center of town and he's going to be killed in a couple of days. So after all of that wacky stuff ensues, Claire signs her soul over to Emily. So after all of this crazy stuff happens, Claire signs her soul over basically to Emily for the protection of Shane, herself, Eve, and Michael. And while all this is going down, Michael suddenly gets turned into a vampire. The house is alive, and Claire's parents are knocking on the door. So it's a crazy story. That's pretty much what you need to know. That's not all that happens at all, but that's just the stuff that you need to know to get going with this series, or this sequel. So it's a really, really good book, and I really liked it. I did a video review, so if you want to see what I thought of it, you guys can check that out. But basically, the book is about what happens after all of that. Basically, the characters are really what makes this series. I would love to have a best friend like Eve, a boyfriend like Shane, and another best friend like Michael. I just want to live in the Glass House with everyone because they all have such a good time and they have all this crazy stuff going on, and I would just love that. There's a new character in this series, and his name is Mernon, and I really, really love him. He's so creepy and so cool, and I just love the wisdom that he seems to portray along with the craziness. One thing I didn't like about the characters in this book is I felt that Shane was being a baby. He was acting as if everything bad was happening to him and nothing bad happened to anyone else. And Claire is going through all of this stuff to keep them safe. And she's only 16 years old and she's going through all kinds of crazy stuff. And he's acting like nothing is happening to anyone else but him. And it's really annoying. But it's easy to get over because Shane is supposed to be uber hot. So I just picture this completely gorgeous guy and I just melt. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the plot. The plot in this book is absolutely amazing. I feel like the entire series has been leading up to this twist, and I was completely unaware of that it was happening. And it's just every single moment that has happened in this book to this moment, it has been leading up to this, and you just don't even know until it happens, and then you're like, wow, that makes perfect sense. It was really good. It was really intriguing. I love the plot of this book. Okay, so a little bit about the writing. Rachel Caine's writing is absolutely fantastic. Rachel Caine is a best-selling adult author, so you can really feel that in this series, in the writing style, but it still has everything that we love about YA with a more mature feel to it. But it's not like the Harlequin adult books, it's like adult sci-fi books, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure though. Okay, so a little bit about the ending. I love the ending of every single one of these books. I feel like it always leaves me hanging. It always answers just enough questions. I always feel resolved, but I always want more because it's just so good. I devour these books when I read them. And finally, the cover is absolutely gorgeous. I love the font, how the information is taking up a lot of it. It's really simple. It just has the girl, and she is absolutely gorgeous. I would kill to look like this girl. But she's absolutely gorgeous, and then the font has so much information on it, and they all have the same like theme going on. And I really like that, the flowy writing and then the colors, and I just really like it. I think that this is a really pretty series, and yeah. I'm Jessica with Chapter Chicks, and this is my review over the second bind-up in the Morganville Vampire series by Rachel Caine. Mischief managed. Mischief managed. Boom, 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 boom.